fun, and standing around listening to me talk is not fun. So let's get this going. I would like to introduce Mayor Tim Keller to help us kick this off.
All right.
Now let's give Allison a round of applause. She's fun. Well, look, we want to share a couple of things. I think this is part of really broader efforts on a number of fronts. So the first one I talk about is just this notion of splash pads. And, these are generally playgrounds that squirt water. And what we found is all over the city, these are one of the highest return on investment things that we do. Because relatively speaking, they're not that expensive, but they also, especially compared to a swimming pool, and but they also, we can put them in smaller areas, and kids love them. And also grandparents love them, especially, in addition to, of course, parents. But these are things that we've been putting and dotting them all over the city of Albuquerque, whether it's Alamosa out on the west side, where we just opened another one. We had one in Domingo Baca a couple of years ago. And we continue to try and mix these in with everything that we do. The other one is at Westgate Community Center. And the last part of that question was, ever since people couldn't swim in Tingley Lake, I know this sounds bizarre, but that used to be a thing. Tingley Beach was originally a swimming pond. And ever since that went away, which I think was a long time ago, predates me, people will tell you there's nowhere to cool off in the biopark. And so this is our answer to that. It's a modern version, and yes, it's mostly for kids, but adults can do it too. And so it's in some ways a nod to bringing back that cooling off effort. And so for us too, what we're doing is we're utilizing all over, especially the Botanic Gardens and the Heritage Farm. We are part of a generational transformation. This place was amazing when it was built, I think in the 90s, I'm guessing. And it hadn't really been refreshed until a couple of years ago. And so whether it is the Highland cows, or it's the new crops that are going to be harvested soon, or it's removing the old pirate ship that used to be there, or this pond, right? There was, it was a nice pond, but it really wasn't adding a lot of value to anything. Now it will be the fun zone. So after you go enjoy the garden, you can eat and you can cool off and enjoy, our facility for even more of the day and more of the year. So what this is in general Tadpole Springs, and it's an interactive fountain experience that kind of mirrors the aquarium, because at least water is what is in common, but it has a cool little animal theme. And so we also know that there's some basics about, we do reuse the water, but it's treated and so forth, and we're adding some doors to make sure access and bathrooms are easier, and we're going to be adding shade for next summer as well. But most importantly, this is all about essentially part of the generational upgrade that we're doing at the zoo, and in many ways, when I say zoo, I mean biopark in general, but also what we're trying to do by adding splash pads all over the city for everyone. So for us too, I think I just want to thank the staff, of course, that does all this work. So, one biopark staff, wave, thank you very much. Give them a round of applause. And of course, we're wonderful that the biopark is part of the city of Albuquerque government. And so it falls under cultural affairs or arts and culture. That was an old name. And so we have the director and deputy director here. And so round of applause for them. All right. And so I think lastly, I will just say this. We know that a huge part of the mission of the biopark is conservation of species, animals, plants, etc. But look, we also know it's for families, and it's for families to enjoy. And this is a huge nod to that family side of the equation, essentially for our own little tadpoles to have some water to play in. And so that's what today is also about. Okay, so with that, Allison, I think, is going to carry us forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And I made a rookie mistake. I forgot to tell you, I'm Allison Zom. I'm the guest experience manager at the biopark, which means it's my job to have fun and to make fun happen. And so Tadpole Springs is a place that we've built because we wanted a place not only to play, but also to learn and to grow up outdoors. And the design was inspired by the springs and the wetlands that are found here in New Mexico. These are the springs that provide a drink for mammals and birds. They provide a home for bugs, and they provide a place for tadpoles to grow up into frogs. And springs like this are vital to New Mexico, and they're very rare. And just like the springs that inspired that design, our aquarium is also vital to our community, and it's rare. We are the only aquarium for thousands of miles around, and that means we have to take our responsibility really seriously to teach Albuquerque about their connections to the oceans. And this new fountain is the perfect way to start talking about water, to invite our guests to get outdoors and to play together and start learning about nature. Plus, it's also a whole lot of fun, and that's why we love it. And we still have some work to do. This is just the first phase of construction that's complete. And like tadpoles go through metamorphosis, this site has to make some changes too. So over the winter, like Mayor Keller said, we're going to do some final touches, add some landscaping and some fences, and make this a really beautiful and safe place to play. And while we're waiting for all that to work, and while we're kind of racing towards fall, we'll have some limited operating hours. So today's the first day we get to play, and then we'll open Tadpole Springs every Saturday and Sunday from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock through October 5th. So just a few days to play this fall, but then when we open up again in the spring, it'll be a grand, wonderful opening. And before we play, we do have some folks that we also want to thank. We want to thank the team that is the landscape architects who did the design for this, that's planned collaborative, and then also the equipment manufacturer and the installers, Exer Place. So give those folks a hand. They built something beautiful. And then extra special thanks to the BioPark's project management team that helped coordinate this, our life support team that's going to be in charge of operating it every day, and the guest experience team that's responsible for making this magic happen. So now, the most important part is coming right up, so Mayor Keller is going to help me turn this fountain on.
Okay, and some of the kids, right?
Yeah.
So, kids, come on up, whoever's going to help us out. And join in. Shell, you sure you don't want to press the button on this one?
Oh, this is a big deal, and he knows how this button works.
You can show the other kids. So come around here. Yeah, don't press it yet.
You want to do a countdown from 5?
Yeah, we're going to do a countdown. Come over here, okay? You face this way. Okay, nice. Okay, and just hold on just a second.
Splashed.
Are you going to get splashed?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
That's why we're here,
in the splash zone. I know, but
Stand right there. Dr. Sanchez stands right there.
no way.
That one's going right for you.
Yeah. Are you doing it? Are you
All
doing
right.
it? All right.
So,
All right. I
okay.
feel like I'm safe here.
You ready for a countdown from 3 backwards? Okay. All right, let's help these kids out here. 3, 2, 1.
One. Okay, press it. Press it. Oh, press it again.
Randy, ready?
Oh, there you
You can run through it if you want.
go.